witnessed the existence of incredibly powerful creatures that surround the holy throne of God. In the book of Isaiah, in chapter 6, the prophet said in verse 1, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims, each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And these are creatures that Isaiah saw in a vision. Also, the prophet Ezekiel, who was a captive during the times of the deportation or the exile from Jerusalem into Babylon, into captivity, in the first chapter, chapter 1, verse 1 reads, Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, I was among the captives by the river Kebar, that the heavens were open, and I saw visions of God. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiakim captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Kebar. And the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of fire. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under the wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went every one straight forward. And as for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Those were the faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings on every side were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. That's the visual of the prophet Ezekiel. Both Ezekiel and Isaiah saw these living creatures that have 4 faces. They must be extremely powerful, and the people that witnessed this vision actually fainted. In the book of Revelation, in the New Testament, in chapter 4, in verse 6, right after the Apostle John describes the appearance of the throne and the likeness of God in heaven, in the vision, verse 6 says, And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne, and right about the throne, were 4 beasts full of eyes, before and behind. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had the face of a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, crying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. And when those beasts gave glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, verse 10 says, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. These beasts, living creatures, the seraphim that Ezekiel and Isaiah saw, they declare the holiness of God. They declare that God is holy, elevated every time holy, which in Hebrew is kadosh. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tsevaot. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, the Lord Almighty, the one who sits on the throne. He who was and is to come, that is the great I am, God and God alone. These four creatures surround the throne. That's why when Ezekiel sees the face of a man, a bull, a lion, and an eagle, he sees them like all four faces. The Apostle John, when he sees them, he sees one face at a time, because each creature which stands before the throne of God is on each square position. Therefore, the face will always look different. So God is amazing. He has created all these powerful beings, extraordinary powerful beings, that command the heavenly hosts. When they declare holy, 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 and the temple is filled with the glory and the smoke of the glory of God, all the living creatures, all the 24 elders, the angels, the archangel, the powers, the virtues, the angels, everybody bow down to God. Just imagine the power they have from God, that the prophets and apostle passed out. Just imagine what heavenly glory is in the realm where God lives. Doesn't this encourage us to worship a holy God? God is so accessible to you and to me that the only thing that is required is faith in the Son of God, and we have free access unto the Father. But whoever try to harm any kind of way or get close to the throne of God, unless it's covered by the blood of His Son, you are not allowed in the presence of the Holy God, because these four living creatures, these four beasts, as John calls them, command holiness. So it is an interesting thing that I learned in the Bible I wanted to share with you. And if you want to learn more, read Ezekiel, read Isaiah, read Revelation, and see that the glory of God is uncomparable, is unfathomable. And this is not fantasy. This is real thing. For the things of heaven are above the things of the earth. Stay blessed, people.